Hey, I'm Tom. It is July 6th, 2025, and I am 49 years and 23 days old. So, a way I work through whether I want to do something, this is going to make me sound like I'm disassociating. And I guess maybe I am. Like, this might be disassociative. Maybe I don't know what disassociative means. Basically, are there times where you don't know if you want to do something? I have times like that. And when I get to those moments, I ask myself, will I have wanted to have done it? So, a good example is go to the gym, right? And don't want to go to the gym. Probably. I don't know. Let's say for the sake of this, I don't go to regular gyms. But anyway, I don't want to go to the gym. And then I ask myself, will I have wanted to have gone to the gym? And if the answer is yes, then I will go to the gym. But I use this for a lot of things. Trips I'm thinking about, work that I might do, even stuff that I, in a vacuum, know that I like, but for whatever reason, there's things going on and I can't work out if I want to do it or not. I just use that. It's like a little escape room trick. And I get too stuck in my own brain. I just ask future Tom to bail me out and say, look, go a day into the future, looking back on now, do you think you would have wanted to have done that? And the answer isn't always yes. Sometimes the answer is no. I also don't have any way of knowing if I'm right, but it feels like I'm making good choices. That gives you some indication that I like to think of ways to think about life. And another way that I'm thinking about life these days is to ask, is something missing from this specific part of my life, or is this just missing from my life generally? So, for example, jobs. Lots of people I know want to switch jobs. There's a lot wrong with businesses right now. There's a lot wrong with companies. Doesn't feel like there's anyone good to work for. That's probably a separate thing. But when I think about whether or not my current job is the thing that I want to be doing, or maybe more accurately, when I think about would I find something that I enjoyed more or gave me more of what I wanted in a different job, I now ask the question, whatever has me thinking that, is that something that's missing from my job? As in, could be filled by a job? Or is that something that's just missing from my life? Things like a sense of purpose. I'm sure there are some jobs that give you that. But I'm also pretty sure that those aren't the jobs that I take. And it would be unreasonable to ask the jobs that I take to provide me with a sense of purpose. So if that's missing, or if I sense that's missing, it's probably missing from my life. It's not missing from my job. And I extend that to pretty much everything. Again, this is probably making me sound like I'm always thinking about myself in the second person. But in any event, I think about this, or I use this to think about relationships, friendships, my family, food that I'm eating. I ask, is this missing from this experience, or is this something that's kind of generally missing from my life and can't really be expected from an experience? And I think one of the reasons I started thinking this way is how much you can read about other people's experience now. Like, if you want to know in a lot of detail what a specific person felt while they were doing a specific thing, you can find most of that. And I mean, like, right down to like the fidelity of age and location, and there's someone that fits into whatever you're thinking who has done the thing that you're thinking about, and will tell you in detail how they felt about it. And in being exposed to a lot of that, which you don't even have to look for it, it's basically what I'm talking about is like YouTube comments, but it could be like any place where you can write a message. You'll find that a lot of it seems to be people expecting to feel a certain way after an experience, and it seems like that's not really what that experience was going to do. If you want a really good example of what I'm talking about, go to any entry in Google Maps and sort by the lowest rating and read some of the reviews. I actually encourage you to do this, especially about places you like, because I think they'll make you like them more and maybe encourage you to leave a review, which that place can probably use if it's got a really low review from someone who, off the top of my head, didn't get a poached egg when they wanted to. And now they're giving their favorite breakfast spot in London a 1 out of 5 review. This is real, by the way. These are real people doing this. And I'm not mentioning this to specifically criticize anyone. It's more that in doing that and just generally being online, I started to really question whether my sense of my experiences was, I don't want to use the word realistic, but I guess I do mean realistic, or a representational one for the experience that I was having. And since I've started thinking this way, I've started to see that like the things that I think are missing in my life may be filled in ways that I'm not expecting, or at least I'm open to that idea. I'm open to the idea that anything possibly might give me what it is that I feel I'm missing from something else. And since thinking that way, I have felt like my life has more of the things I want in it. Now, maybe I am fully delusional and that's why I feel this way. But to be generous to myself and to lend it a bit more credence, I do think that what's happened is I just have more access to more ways of having my needs met, or wants. And yeah. And if I am delusional, maybe I don't want to know. Maybe it's fine.